welcome to episode 453. How you guys doing out there? Boy, it was something to see yesterday in Washington, D.C., wasn't it? Oh, my goodness gracious. We have the news coming up. Don't forget to join the Insane Throttle Club. Get some perks that nobody else does. You can join over on YouTube, which gives you access to the HarleyLiberty.com stuff. 2 different programs. You to join the site over there, or you can join again, the YouTube program. That is where you get all kinds of perks. And I appreciate all you Throttle Club members out there. You guys rock and roll. Today we got a lot going on in the news as usual. Got Choreograph's Wall of Shame coming up. Going to answer a question that was sent in by a subscriber. And by the way, guys, I'm pleading with you. Give me some questions that don't have to do with motorcycle clubs, okay? Give me a question if you want to talk about clubs, about how about profiling, bikers' rights, some legislation that's coming up. If you'd buy a Harley over in India, and, something like that. Let's mix it up a little bit. I know everybody loves talking about clubs. I get it. I know that's just the way the scene is. But we kind of want to, reach out. There's all kinds of areas in the scene that we can be talking about. I'm going to be covering, that's if this COVID stuff, there ain't no lockdowns nationwide like they're talking about now. If those rallies go on, I'd like to go to some local rallies. If you want to talk rallies, let's talk rallies, man. That'd be awesome. Just something new, man, because I know I get, a lot of these emails, which, you know what, I really appreciate the emails and trying to go back and forth, talk and all that stuff and feature them on the show. But again, there's much more out there, man, much more out there. Let's talk here. Hollywood. I'm an old graybeard. You know what? You guys really got to go up to a graybeard, especially the 60 and 70 70s era. Got to really talk to them, man. They're fun to talk to. That enjoys the content you put out. Well, thank you. I'm a former member of a 1%er club that rode in the 1980s through the 1990s. It was a tough era back then, wasn't it? In total, I rode until my retirement for over 18 years. When I watch your content, I feel you on how everything has changed. The politics of motorcycle clubs, even the one I was in, has taken a front seat to what the brotherhood was supposed to be about. It's a shame this has happened. To my question, and you might have covered this before, what's your thoughts on supposed brothers screwing over another brother to get a position of power? Lowy Boy, Kansas. Okay, let's see if I can answer this question as best as I can. And I kind of want to put it in a different sense than MCs. Maybe bring it into a corporate type of setting. It just shows you what human nature is. People want to advance any way they can as far as status or money. And the scene ain't, the scene is just right there. It's human nature. But anyway, you rode with a 1% club for 18 years, and you rode through the 80s and the 90s. Those are the guys you want to talk to, because I guess that was the golden age of some rough-ass stuff, if you ask me, especially the 80s. And then, of course, the 90s, you had that plateau going on with the clubs. So, hey, you got to give a guy like that respect, who rode like that during that time. The politics of MCs. Now, let's bring it into a different arena here. Just think, okay, it don't even have to be the corporate world. It could be a warehouse. It could be gas, anything, man. You're always going to have people that would rather stick in the back than face you. It all has to do with power. People get off on power. Now, one of the things that I never liked was actually, and I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want to take on that kind of responsibility. It's basically is you to put it in a health sense, okay? The risks outweigh the benefits. Is your sanity worth all the trouble of that position? And this goes for work, but in work, you're talking about the money and your sanity. Do some jobs at a supertory level pay more? Yes. But with that comes more responsibility and also accountability. So you have to ask yourself that question, is it worth it? I would say in a lot of instances it depends on your personality, if you're goal driven, probably not. What are they doing? Giving you pennies on the dollar to move up one rung? When it comes to work is the worst, I think, where the backstabbers are at. It really is. I know at China Doll's work, all the you know what? They're worse than a freaking cheerleader in high school over by her work. But everybody talks about everybody. The drama is just wicked over there. That's probably one of the reasons I don't like going in there. But anyway, they're jockeying for positions. Oh, shut up. We'll hear you in a minute, man. Sorry about that. That's one of our stories coming up. But anyway, they jockey for positions that are like $1 or two more an hour. And I remember talking to China Doll. I was like, why would you even want? She actually turned down a lot of it because she's seen it the way I did. Why would you want to take on a salary instead of hourly? Why would you only take $1 or two to deal with all the frickin' headaches? And she agreed, but they're so backstabbing over there. They'll stick a frickin' knife in your back and smile while they're doing it. That people crave the power, and that's where I come back to, for instance, with these multimillionaires and some of them billionaires that want to run for a position in Congress that only pays you like $175,000 a year. Why would somebody want to do that? Well, it happens to be that people want the power. That's all it's about. Nothing else but the power. So if you want to put it, take it back around as an MC, yeah, a lot of people are trying to maneuver. I seen it firsthand for the big boss position. And it goes to power. And it is kind of sad that it is supposed to be based on riding motorcycles, it's supposed to be about brotherhood. But when it comes down to it, there are certain people that will screw you 100% just to get a position. Scary, isn't it? But hey, that's human nature. And once you get the ideal that no matter what you say you stand for, no matter what principles they claim, they're always going to try to run an angle on you. If you're in their way, that's what's going to happen. They're going to run an angle on you. You're just not going to get around that. So, sad state of affairs. What is that? Low boy from Kansas? Yes. And you know this. You're an old graybeard, man. You've probably seen it more than I did. Does it disgust me? Yeah, but again, I'm an independent and I really don't care what happens inside of an MC. That's their politics. That's their club. When it comes to MCs, I really only care about the profiling, the rights, biker rights as a whole, because now I'm in a different phase in my life, man. I like doing the biker news, trying to give a voice to people. I have no interest in an MC being a part of it. So Yeah, you guys can ask the questions as long as it ain't protocol stuff. Go ask somebody else about that. But in generalization, if you want to talk about stuff like this is all right. But I just think there's so much more out there in regards of what's happening to keep on going over MCs. I get it. Everybody gets it. Uh, it's a hot topic, but there are more out there. Hopefully that answered your question on that one. Now let's go to commercial break. That'll give me time to fix these damn headphones, man. I'll be right back.
Over to ProudHooligan.com for all your Insane Throttle official merchandise, including our new Proud Hooligan line. ProudHooligan.com has a wide assortment of gear to make you look good on your next ride. ProudHooligan.com is the go-to for every biker when they want to look good as well as to help the show out while doing it. Visit ProudHooligan.com now. Rock on. Hi, I'm James Hollywood Machikari. Join me Monday through Friday for Motorcycle Mayhem Morning Show on YouTube Live, Facebook, and all major podcasting platforms where we talk about all the major biker news going on in the scene. Rock on! Get your most unbiased and trusted biker news now at HarleyLiberty.com. Founded in 2012, Insane Throttle Biker News has been the place that all bikers come for what's happening in the scene. Go over now and bookmark HarleyLiberty.com. Rock
on! Okay, we are back. We're going to see, I got the different headphones on. Hopefully these work better. That amplifier really kicks it, man. And by the way, I'd like to thank the Throttle Club members for the new mic and this headphone amplifier. A lot of people are saying it sounds a lot better now, and I really appreciate it. So let's go overseas. Former Hells Angel Peter Zervis charged over extendable baton. Those are pretty killer, man, if you ask me. I don't know if they're illegal by you guys, but here I don't think they are. I got a pair of my good brass knuckles and stuff. I'd rather have brass knuckles. And you can get those for $10 on email me personally. I'll show you where to get them. Hells Angel member Peter Service, whose brother was killed in a bikey brawl at Sydney Airport, has been arrested with an extendable baton. Here. It's just going through that. Former Hells Angel, okay, we went through that. Service 44 was a central figure in the infamous 2009 brawl between the Hells Angels and the Comanchero, in which his brother Anthony Service was bludgeoned and stabbed to death in a departure terminal. Peter Service survived being shot 6 times. Holy cow. A fortnight after the brawl, and years later had a chunk bitten out of his nose in a bizarre attack outside his apartment. So are you going to call him No-No? We can't call you No-Nos. There's one here in freaking Chicago. On Sunday night, police were doing random vehicle checks in the city when they pulled Zervis over on Kent Street about 10 p.m. Quote, officers conducted a search of the vehicle and allegedly located an expandable baton. Do they always do surprise checks over there? You know, I know they do them here on holidays and stuff, but is it normal to do it all the time? It is understood Zervis first agreed the car was his before telling officers it was a company car, although he could not elaborate. Police ran checks on the one-time senior Hells Angel and found he was subject to a weapons prohibition order. He was arrested and charged with weapons offenses. Well, you kind of can't blame the guy, man. He got shot, his nose bitten off and stuff. You got to, protect yourself. Does that deadly weapons or a weapons offense over there extend to knives and stuff? Very interested in that. Service was granted bail on a condition he stay at his Minto home and not leave the country. Uh, it was Peter who had exchange of words with Comanchero President Mick Haye as members of the opposing bikie gangs came together near the check-in desk at Sydney Airport. It erupted into a bloody all-in brawl and ended up after Anthony Service had been stabbed and beaten. Howe was convicted in 2015 of the manslaughter for his role. He was shot dead in an unrelated attack outside of a gym in Rockdale. Oh man, these guys get down over in Australia, man. You guys are crazy over there, man. Crazy. Here we go over here. This one I believe is in Texas. And we have covered this story before. Man indicted in gang-related shooting at 50th Street Caboose. There's a picture of him. Alfredo Perez Jr. has been indicted by a Lubbock County grand jury on charges of engaging in organized criminal activity. According to the police report on November 12th of 2020, police arrested at the 50th Street Caboose and noticed the front windows were shattered and shell casings on the ground. According to the police, the suspects were part of two separate motorcycle gangs, Bandidos, you guys spelled it wrong, and Kinfolks. The group Kinfolks were at the northeast corner of the room at the pool tables, drinking and playing pool. One of the suspects from the Bandidos walked over to the pool table and picked up a pool ball. This upset both suspects from Kinfolks, and so Kinfolks' member pulled out their guns and presented them. Police stated Paez Jr., who was part of the Bandidos, was in the hallway just south of the bar. He walked in through the door from the hallway and began to open fire towards the front of the business. Two of the rounds that Paez Jr. fired struck the victim. After the suspect began to fire, everyone in the room began to run and find cover. Most of the people in the restaurant ran outside through either the north main entrance or emergency door, and then he ran out of the business after and fled the scene on a motorcycle. So that from KCBD, there's some movement in that case. This is funny. A court deals a police informant a setback in bid to sue Canada. An Australian who fed information to police about outlaw bikers and later won refugee status in Canada has lost the round in his bid to sue Canadian officials over delays in processing his asylum application. So Canada agrees to take you in, and what do they get out of it? You sue them. In a ruling made public Monday, the Federal Court of Appeal unanimously dismissed Stephen Utah's action, saying a 2-year limitation period had passed before he headed to court. Utah, an Australian citizen, witnessed a serious crime by members of the Bandidos gang in his homeland, leading to his role as a police informant. Not so good letting yourself be known. You know, you think you want to stay under the table. After gang members got wind that Utah was giving information to the police, he was brutally attacked. She should have been. Utah was seriously injured, but he escaped. Arriving in Canada, he applied for refugee status in 2007, but 10 years passed before he was successful. In the meantime, Utah continued to supply information about outlaw motorcycle gangs, including the Bandidos, to Australian and Canadian law enforcement officials. In 2018, he filed a claim in federal court saying delay in processing his claim prevented him from working, receiving health or dental benefits, getting a bank account, and credit file. He argued it was only upon receiving information through an access to information request that he learned the refugee paperwork he filled out in 2007 had not been properly submitted. Poor boy. Poor boy. Herald Media, police ID'd 2 men killed in a Martinsburg bar shooting involving motorcycle clubs. 2 Berkeley County men who died after being shot at a Martinsburg area bar Saturday night were identified as Richard Light Sr., 52, and Robert Thurnan, 39. A third male who was injured in the shooting at Ladies Bar and Grill was treated in a hospital and is in stable condition, Berkeley County Sheriff Nathan Harmon said Monday in a news release. The individual was not identified as part of an effort to maintain the integrity and security of an ongoing investigation. He said the shooting involved 2 different clubs and was not a random incident. I don't see any of the club names in here, so we'll keep on checking out, see who did this stuff. Now, very interesting here. Yes, they can do this, but they won't let club colors in. American Legion removes post commander from the national leadership role over Proud Boys affiliation. That was the December 12th one. Today is like all out there. American Legion post commander has been removed by the Veterans Service Organization from 2 national leadership roles after he bragged on social media about participating in a street brawl and joining the Proud Boys. Of course, it's California. The photos shared on 2 social media accounts showed JB Clark Post, 149 Commander Mike Zobzik, 56, wearing a Proud Boys jacket and marching along with other Proud Boys during a December 12th pro-Trump rally. Then in a video, it showed him beating a guy he claims anti-Trump stuff. The Southern Poverty Law sentence Joe classifies the Proud Boys as a hate group, and the Anti-Defamation League describes the organization as a gang. Thing that don't fit your narrative is something bad. The American Legion has no room for hate in its membership. Are you going to tell a lot of your members that are a part of the Proud Boys that they're not welcome, just like you do at a couple of your posts with motorcycle clubs? We covered that. We're going to be covering that more. Nor will we silently tolerate hate in any form. You got Antifa in there? It is no longer about free speech or simple political discourse. Rather, it morphs into an affront to both Legionnaires and our communities, states, and nations. You know what worries me? When you see veterans organizations like this start doing this stuff. What cowards? That's what comes up, man. What cowards? They don't want to fight. They will have been the ones to start the process. It's up to them now. It's a bad situation. I wish I could do more, Grimsey said. There he is right there. Yeah, oh, good job right there. There he is right there with the Proud Boy symbols and stuff. Thousands of members of the Proud Boys and other conservative groups traveled to the nation. That is that one right there. We're going to take a look at, I don't have it anymore. But it was that one for Choreographed Wall of Shame. I'll get it on the news tomorrow. Let's get back into my final thought. Don't forget to visit me over on the Hollywood and China Doll Show over on the YouTube channel. That is also available over on Spotify, baby, and all the iTunes